All right. Welcome back to Black Girls Do Reviews. We are back for episode 4. The 4 for 4.
Wow.
Episode 4. Again, we rocking. We locked in. And this week I think we have a double header. We should have a
Right.
double header. But we have officially had the premiere of Real Housewives of Potomac, RHOP. We are back. That came out on Sunday. And then, of course, we review Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which is on Wednesday. So I'm going to be honest. I think Real Housewives of Salt Lake City didn't really give me much. So I know my main highlight. Maybe I'll do my main highlight for the episode. You give me your main highlight for the episode, and then we'll just talk about RHOP where the real drama is at, like
Yes.
the realest
Yes.
franchise. We'll do it that way. So my highlight for RHOSLC is
SLC girl.
SLC is the argument between Angie and Lisa at the table. First of all, Angie standing up and knocking the chair back behind her. Simmer down, babes.
He always want
Uh,
to.
then the new girl picking the chair up. Okay. But in the argument, when Angie, no, which one is it? Angie or Lisa? Was Lisa says, "Oh, you always have to get off the phone, go to Electra. Oh, Electra's coming in, and I got to get off the phone with you. You use your daughter to get off the phone," or alluded to that she's using her daughter just to get off the phone with Lisa. And Lisa's a nut.
She
You're
is crazy.
for you to be a mom and tell another mom like, oh, you say that when you want to get off the phone with me, like the craziest thing, because I have a child, I gotta go, like we're done talking. And why you would think like that, like you could accuse me of using that to get off the phone with you, to me that just gives like the lady's unhinged
Delusional.
Del-
Delusional.
is all I'm gonna say. So to me that's like, okay, now we know you're crazy for real.
Maybe
And
not all the way there.
you're not all the way cooked. You got something else going on that we not really ready for. So that is my one highlight for Salt Lake City, and the rest was nothing to me.
Well, my one highlight from that episode was Little Miss Messy Meredith going to tell Lisa that Whitney and I forgot who else, maybe Angie was talking shit about her. And when Whitney goes in to and tell Lisa where they going for the day, Lisa's like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go." I just decides to take the two most randomest girls, Brittany and
Mm-hmm.
Melee or Maylee.
May May, said we was gonna
May,
call.
oh yes, May curling. Like, first of all, how did you even come up with this activity on the spot? Second of all, you chose the two most randomest girls. Somebody said, like, I think she left out of her room and whoever she saw first was who she
Yeah,
invited to go with her curling. And I agreed.
that makes
Cause
sense.
girl, what?
That makes sense. Just to be doing something to think like it's just, yeah. I think so. Was it this episode or is it coming next episode? I think I saw a sneak peek where Brittany's gonna break up with the boyfriend again and announce it at the table, and Meredith is like, "Ugh, what now?" I think it's
Oh,
a sneak peek. Okay,
it
so it's
might
gonna
be.
come up next week. But Brittany's gonna make another announcement at the table, and Meredith's like, "Oh my god, like you're getting on my nerves." So I think we're gonna have another one of those scenarios to come across, but that's all I have.
I think that in general, Lisa is the villain of the season, or they're trying to make
Yeah,
it the villain of the season. They're trying to make it for her, but it's just like she's not even a real villain for real. She just always in some shit though. So
that's it. It's they're definitely giving her the villain edit is what the people
yes,
be saying. But it's
yes.
their level of villainy is not even like given. Because you, like you said, you're just always involved in something, always catty, always yelling. So, and I love when she was like, "I'm not yelling, I just talk loud." Like you're yelling, like you're yelling. That's what this is called. So I don't care. Like that's all I can say about their franchises. I don't care. And you showed me the video where Rihanna's like, "Oh, I always have to be locked into SLC." Like, I love you, but Now I can't face. No.
Yeah, I mean, I like SLC. I'm hoping that things will kind of spiral in a good direction for the rest of the season, but it's just giving white woman drama. So,
That's it. That's it. I need something crazy. I want somebody to actually hit somebody on the show. Maybe that'll turn it.
okay, all right, you're done. You're done. Take her away, officers.
They always act like they're gonna do it. They throw stuff and they knock chairs and all that stuff. Like, if you're gonna do it, then do it. But I digress. Don't fight. No, we don't condone violence. Sorry, sorry, sorry.
Yes, we do
Yeah,
not condone violence.
sorry. But it does make a season spicier. So there you go. So on to bigger and better,
Yeah.
the franchise. And then I think this is a great season for them coming up. Like the way this first episode went, I feel like this first episode was what I've been wanting, what I need, like just really not like really great first episode. So RHOP, Housewives of Potomac gets started. And we have Karen and Giselle going to brunch. For me, the season is looking very expensive. Like even Giselle gave like not as like wacky tacky dumpy outfit as usual. So I was first of all happy with like, okay, we're looking better. I didn't like how Karen was looking in the diner or whatever. The veins was like popping in her head, and I didn't really understand that. But besides that, the look was giving very expensive. So, what were your thoughts on brunch? On brunch, and no, I love Karen the most. I love her in the best way. But that was looking just a little touch crazy for me. The wig gave me a flashback to her old wigs. So I don't know if we just had different stylists. I had to put a trusty dusty wig on, but yeah, that's it.
So for me, and please don't beat me up or do, because I could tussle. But I just kind of feel like sometimes Karen do not be looking as good as how she look on her Instagram. Like
Mm-hmm.
Karen be looking like a stuff on that Instagram, okay? And then on hair, like on her, like when she's in the car, when she meeting up with these ladies, sometimes the hair don't be looking like it's been really combed, like she don't own a flat iron or something. Like I don't know. And I know like listen, I get the whole like premise of what this was supposed to be. This is post post car crash, post DUI, and so she's just in distress, and maybe that's why the look is supposed to give that like I haven't been well in my house. I just can't go get over what happened to me. But baby, it's not hitting for it. The look wasn't hitting for me. And then I was on Twitter. Somebody said Giselle was driving a G wagon with
Mm-hmm.
a Michael Kors purse and a Zara jumpsuit, and I was weak about it. But I was weak about it because I get what they're trying to say. But at the same time, like we are high low girls, right? Like in
Thank
this life,
you.
you have to be high low. Like
Yeah.
be an
Yeah.
outfit, but expensive shoes, expensive bag, like or however
Yeah.
you want to flip it and reverse it. So
Yeah.
don't not too much on my girl.
Not
Not
too
Giselle.
much.
Giselle's not my girl. She's never gonna be my girl.
Not. But on that, it's like, okay, guys, like Michael Kors is accessible luxury. It's still, it's still something, you know. And how she got three girls in college. Like I need everybody to
That
relax.
is true.
She is
That is
putting
true.
three
I
kids
don't
through
know.
school at the same
Yeah.
time. Not even like so. Not too much, like you said, not too much on this girl. Not my girl, but that not too much on that. I'm
Yes.
gonna go back to you saying that Karen's wig was messed up so she could show that she's in distress. Like,
She was trying to set the scene. She's like, "Ooh," and did you see when they was like, "Oh, is it okay? I don't know if we're gonna drive past the crash site." Like, please stop. Cut the shit.
you know, that's a good theory. She's probably, so if you watch Beverly Hills, Erica Jane, like her husband being like having the court case and stuff like that. And one of the talking points was like, she doesn't seem remorseful. Like she's coming in, she lost weight, she got full glam, da 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 da. So people are like, like, do you feel bad about what's going on? So I
Mhm.
think to your point, like, she don't want this to be used in court that like she's showing no remorse. Look at how she looks. So yeah, beat the wig up.
Oh my God. And well, I feel like we'll talk about this court case and this Karen situation more later on too, because it comes up.
Yeah, she's gonna come up. So then we have Stacy, Karen's friend. What were your thoughts on her?
She's okay. QVC girl. It was the producers really be working sometimes. I love when they be like you can tell when something has been set up with the producers with the whole where's your ring? I noticed you haven't been wearing the ring. And then she's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we've been separated, blah 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 blah. These women are older.
Mm-hmm.
These new women and granted like Karen is older. Like she's 61,
Yeah.
you know? So I mean, I guess it makes sense that her friends are in the same age, but I don't know. I'm used to seeing like the 40-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a little different. And Stacy's like a young single, well, not young, but she's a single damn.
It just came out.
That's like that Kevin Hart thing where he's
Yeah.
like, whatever. Damn, like my bad, my bad. I really didn't mean to do that, but she's single and she's older. So this is interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have real opinions on Stacey yet.
I felt like my first impression of Stacy, one, please stop saying QVC. Like you're giving them so much promotion, like, and you don't work there no more. So it kept being like QVC, QVC, QVC. I haven't heard that in so many times. So that was a little whatever. But she reminds me of a pageant girl. Like I feel like the way she was standing, the way she was talking and like looking, and especially at the Hatitude party, which we're gonna get into, she just seemed very like, what? Oh my gosh, like, is this what's happening? Like it just gave like all the
It's
time.
QVC coded. It's QVC coded. Like,
There you go. Exactly. Hmm.
oh, we have a caller coming in now.
What is this? Is that a watch? Like it just was like very like relax, relax, turn your neck. It was like, what? It's just weird. So I was like, I don't know. She's a little interesting to me. And then I think for the previews to show that she's kind of messy, where like she goes back and tells people stuff. I know Miss this is not being shady. Like, how you gonna be the messy one? So not a, I'm a I have to keep a careful eye on her is what I feel like. Like I don't know. I'm gonna just be watching you and keeping up with her. Um, so then we get to Mia and G taking the kids out for ice cream. Um, and the ah, I'm trying to find my words. This scene was like so hard for me to watch because of the children, because I feel like all the housewives talk about their children on these platforms and talk about all this stuff, but I don't know, it just feels a little like to be having like the paternity conversation on the big camera, the big television screen, and then to be like, oh, he could see this one day. Like you're bringing it. Like it's
Here, you're the one that's doing that.
like you're not being exposed. This isn't a tell all. This isn't a like somebody found out and whatever. This is like planted. Like you're saving it for this moment. My main
Yeah.
takeaway, and I'm going too far, but the the thing that like felt crazy to me was her saying like, "Oh, Ink wants to get a paternity test. What do you think?" You are saving that for the TV because y'all could have did one. Like all you're living actual lives outside of the show. So once the reunion wrapped from last season, y'all could have just taken care of it and came back this season with whether you wanted to share the information or not, so be
Mm-hmm.
it. But at least you could have got that test done without us being privy to it at all, right? Like, yeah, Gordon made the claim that like he is my son and we don't need to do all that blah blah blah, but even if like y'all wanted to, y'all could have handled it. It's nothing but a little cotton swab, little and they sell them at CVS. Really, it's nothing. and y'all
Mhm.
have access to resources to like do it even if you wanted to. So the part that really like hurt my feelings is knowing that Mia is allowing this to play out this way, you know,
Yeah.
while the kids is running in the background and ain't no like blur of their face, ain't no like
Mhm.
it's just, I don't know, it's just too much for me. And then it's not keeping it between the adults that are here, right? So if
Mhm.
it was like a me like G is such a this, such a that, he's an adult, he can handle it. For you to make your kids this,
Susceptible. Yeah. Mhm.
I just it just put a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't like it.
Yeah. No, I actually completely agree because my thing is like, let's be honest, let's call a spade a spade. No matter how much Mia says that, this whole thing that came along with Ink was like new, this was the love of her life, whatever. I just kind of feel like if you were ever questioning who was the father of your child, and he was also questioning whether or not he is the father of the child, like I feel like that would have been addressed a long time ago, right? Like, and like you said, this isn't something that needed to be have waited right now for this moment on TV. And
Mm-hmm.
I too actually was really, really upset about it. I don't even want to really I do think that G is his father. Like I
Mm-hmm.
would like to think that, but I also just feel like, did we forget that this little boy has to grow up? And one day, people are going to be like, oh, yeah, your mama didn't know who your daddy was. Ha ha ha.
Mm-hmm.
That's sometimes not stuff that happens already to a lot of us Black children because of things like that are out there. Like,
Yeah.
it's just really, that was really nasty. It was really not okay. And I feel like it's different if, like, there's rumors, but like your mom is actually the source of this. Like she's the reason why this thing is even created. And sometimes like I'm not a parent, but sometimes I feel like some parents don't think about their kids
No.
and it's just so focused on everything else that it's not clear like this your child is going to have to go to school.
Yep.
There are parents at your child's school who are watching the show and then they're gonna be talking shit about your child now.
Mm-hmm.
And what
Exactly.
if he gets bullied? And like I don't even want to even bring it this deep, but like we also have to remember like suicide awareness,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah.
like not everybody can handle stuff like this.
This is true.
So, I'm just really, yeah, I did not like this. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
that it's a storyline. I also feel like I know people have to make their money, and sometimes doing stuff like this is what brings the viewers in, but it's also kind of nasty of Bravo to even
Yeah.
put up with this storyline. So,
Exactly. I think it's to your point, like production is involved in this. They have conversations about like what are we talking about this season. So for that to be like, okay, we're gonna be talking about the paternity of my son this season, should have been
mm-hmm,
like, does anybody have any, Bravo don't really be having ethics like that. So whatever.
mm-hmm,
But I feel like, okay, I'm gonna take a hard pivot, but it's gonna make sense. I've heard Dr. Heavenly say before on Married to Medicine, like she give what she give and that's it. Like certain parts of her life are completely off limits, not talking about it. She gonna give y'all a show, clock into work, and then that's it. And I feel like it's that like, and she holds that standard. Like what we don't know everything about Dr. Heavenly. Like
mm-hmm,
I remember there was like the conspiracy about having like Similac in her kitchen, and everybody
mm-hmm,
was like, what's that for? We're like da 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 da. None of your business. She not talking about it. And
mm-hmm,
so I think you could have a certain standard on these TV shows where I'm gonna give y'all what I'm giving y'all, and that's it. This is as far as it goes. We don't go this far. And for like Mia to not have that standard, I just don't like it. It just your son didn't ask for this TV show. He didn't
yeah,
ask for this at all. So that's
mm-hmm,
the part that makes it unfair to me. And yeah, so this is gonna come back up at the Hatitude party, and
mm-hmm,
we'll talk about that. So for Ashley's story, we have her finally divorcing Michael. She meets up with an attorney, um, and I think she's like finally ready to move forward. It's
mm-hmm.
been several seasons, a really long time that they've been doing this. So, do you think this is going to happen finally, or she's just trying to keep something interesting going for herself for another season?
Ashley's full of shit.
Okay.
She's full of shit. Like, Listen, man, I just feel like when women know that they're ready to leave a man, they're ready to go. Like
Hmm.
they do the things, right? And divorce is like real final. Like divorce is like putting a stamp on it that this is done. I think I don't remember if it was last season where Ashley admitted that Michael still pays the mortgage on the house.
I do remember that. I don't remember which
Yeah.
season, but yeah.
She is not gonna let that go. Like she if a man is still like taking care of you like a majority of the lifestyle that you live, yeah, she's clearly this was a bait. And it
Yeah.
was like I mean, it didn't really give anything for me. I was just unimpressed. Ashley
Yeah.
does impress me anyway, but yeah.
True. Like I think I could see her go. Like you can leave. Like we've had enough. Thank you for your services because I'm it's gone on so long with her getting this divorce. I don't get why she's getting one.
Mhm.
Like just have an open relationship and just get your kids taken care of, have your bills paid, and just let that man do whatever he want to do. Like
Mhm.
as long as he keep holding it down, let it not be a business. Go get you a little boy thing, and that just be it. Because this has been
Mhm.
so long of a process that I don't even get like what was the point of leaving him? Like what would be the point of getting a divorce at this point? Because
Mhm.
she was even dating on the show. Like didn't she have like a little boyfriend or something in one of
Mhm.
the seasons and
Mhm.
stuff? Like girl, it's no point.
Go find you a new sugar daddy. Like, go ahead, date, find you a new sugar daddy who could take care of everything. Then you good. You don't gotta worry about nothing. You
Nothing.
could really sign those papers and really be for real about it. But until then, girl, like, can we stop? Can we stop talking about you and Michael? Can we stop hearing his name?
Please.
Can we just cut all ties like to this divorce, to all of this? I'm tired, child.
I'm
Give me
tired.
something new.
Give
Give
me
me something new,
something.
and not G and A, please.
I I I don't know why that GNA just always reminds me of vagina and I can't like let it go. I can't see nothing else. Whenever I hear that, it just be giving gina and I can't see nothing else, hear nothing else. Whenever it just make me like, ooh, like I don't know. Oh, please stop trying to give us that because it's giving it's reading less than She by Sheree at this point. Like I would rather see another She by Sheree runway show than GNA. Like I
Oh my
promise.
god.
I would. I would. Okay, so we keep moving the episode. I feel like we're just getting introduced to everybody's storylines for the season. So
Mhm,
Wendy's is she's resigning as a professor. Um
mhm. Who cares?
okay.
Because let me just say this. Wendy got 4 degrees. I also feel like she got 7 jobs, right? Like outside of being professor. So like the whole opening of like, oh, I'm no longer a professor anymore. I need to send in my resignation. Da, 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 da. It's just like, girl, I barely even remembered that you were a professor. I've done seen you enter into 70 million different ventures over the past few seasons that Professor was the last thing that I was actually like associating you with. I was thinking about candles and restaurants that you was trying to open and podcast shows and
Nope.
stuff. Girl, like ain't nobody think about you being a teacher.
No. Mm-mm. And I saw somebody say on TikTok, like, didn't she already resign? And then I was like, did she? So somebody was like, yeah, I don't know who she typed that email up to. So I'm a real viewer. So she first was typing in a Word doc. So I'm like,
I saw that too.
you ain't even really typing. And then when she went to read it back to Eddie, she's like, you can't see the cam, you can't see the computer in the frame. So she
Mhm.
just reading it like, I just sent it. Show us. Show me your outlook right now. Okay. Cause I don't believe it. She's like, yep, just sent it. Why that's not in the camera?
I literally said like this scene felt so like scripted, so put together. Like I just feel like I'm okay with a scripted scene, but give me something. Give me
Mm-mm.
something. Like this just was like a waste of my 5 minutes.
That's pretty much what it was. And I don't know. So I wonder what I think we're gonna see more of her podcasting in the as her like independent
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
So that'll be whatever. And then I think they tried to kind of set up like her mom being upset about it, where she was like, I wonder what
yeah.
my mom's gonna say. So that'll kind of be the next like story for her outside of the group is like my
Mhm.
new life now that I'm not a professor, which, like you said, girl, you ain't really been professoring to us. Like, so
Yeah.
okay, girl. Um, I was gonna just jump to the Hatitude brunch because I know we did meet Miss Vivian. She gives Aunt Vivian. Like I don't even
Yes. Yes.
I don't want to call her
The
by her
wigs
first
are
name.
also yeah,
Uh
the wigs are also interesting too on Vivian and Stacy. Yeah.
okay. And I'm gonna give them the pass. First season is always rough. I don't know what it is, but when everybody's first season is just a little hard, and then season two they usually you know so
I'm just thinking if I ever get on a reality TV show, though, I better not have no rough first season, man. I need to come out the box like hair laid, like
period. That's what honestly I don't get why people start so rough their first season because at this point reality TV has been around for a while. So you know the cameras is hot. It's
yes.
HD, it's 4K, it's lighting like just
Also, I feel like it's 2024. Like,
sure,
there's so many people who know how to do hair. Where
sure,
are we going wrong?
sure. And y'all in like the DC area, I want to believe it's a lace girl, lace wig girl that could really like
Like
get your
a slave leg. Yeah.
like what you said, slave by who?
Slay and lay. We need a slay and lay.
That's exactly it. Like, come on. There's no, like you said, in 2024, I think it's fairly standard to be able to find somebody that could really get you together. Like, I
Mhm.
think in the old years, like think back to like Real Housewives of Atlanta, like early Nene and all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
It was hard. Like it was hard to find somebody that could really do it if you didn't have like your person. But
Yeah.
now it's like so many lashed by Jessica's and slayed by Lisa's and like, come on. You could
Mhm.
find so many people. So Miss Vivian, we're gonna need you to act like you on TV.
Yeah.
Okay. So we get to the Hatitude brunch. I I would first like to start with what are we doing?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, how do you do you understand the rationale of a attitude? Like, how did Miss Giselle come up with attitude? Like,
And it reminds me of like growing up in church, like that one lady who thinks she coming up with the best theme of something. Like, for this Women's Day, we're gonna do Hatitude. But I would have almost accepted the Hatitude brunch if she let everyone come with a hat on. Like the fact that you told them don't wear a hat because it's Hatitude, and then like she was like, if you got an attitude or something, you're gonna wear the taco hat or something. It was just like, Giselle, please shut up. Like, just like just throw a brunch and that just be that. She literally could have just threw a birthday brunch for Karen and had the hats there as like her activity of the party. Was like,
yeah.
okay, and we know Karen loves a good hat, so I'm gonna be giving out hats to all of you ladies to represent yourselves. I don't know why it had to be hatitude, but
Mm-hmm.
that's your friend Giselle. So
That my friend.
that's your girl. Um, okay, so I think the first thing that came up is Giselle being kinder now that she lost her dad. She's a bit more vulnerable, a bit more, sweet, kind. Are you, do you think it's because of the dad? Do you think it's anything else that may have caused it? She don't have any friends on the show anymore. What do you think
I
this new Giselle is coming from?
I think she needs her check. She got to pay for them kids to be in school, like we said. And so if your producers say we need you to be nice, you gonna be nice.
Okay, okay, okay.
You want to pay off that car note for that G-Wagon, you're gonna be nice.
Okay. You need some friends. So what are you gonna do? That definitely seems like a conversation that was had. Like, okay, You have no friends this season. So how are we gonna get you a story going? Because you already
Mhm.
know she's not gonna share much of her own life for real.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna be in the mix, stirring the pot, you gotta get in there. So I think
Mhm.
to your point, that's definitely that. And then they crafted the story. I hate to say it this way, but then crafting the story around like, no, I'm not doing this just for my check. I'm doing it because
My
I
dad.
lost my dad. Yeah. And
Mhm.
it's like so convenient production. We see you. We we,
Mhm.
we know how this works.
We too.
We see each other, okay? Because we get it. Um, so then I want to talk a little bit about all the friends that are at the Hatitude party. So we have Jacqueline, who's
Mhm.
back,
Mhm.
who she definitely, I don't know what work she got done or what, but she was looking busted when she first got on the scene. She don't look as busted now. So I don't know if it's just that first
Season
scene,
one.
first, huh?
It's like the season one, the
Yeah.
first.
So she must have just had that because now I'm looking at her, I'm like, you don't look that bad. You still, I don't like her at all, but okay. Then we have Mia bringing another friend, Jossie. Was that her?
I think that was her name.
Jossie? Something like that. Mia, new friend. Ooh, cool. So we have Mia's new friend, whatever, girl that's dating the Kansas City Chiefs guy. Um,
Mhm.
who I saw someone's theory like is Bravo coming out with a new like WAGs show and she's
I heard that.
bringing it to the forefront as like a introduction to that lifestyle. If not, I think I like when the friends of the show got a little more meat to them. So the fact
Mhm.
that like she's coming in, she is a housewife, she, you know, met Taylor Swift, which Wendy seemed to be super excited about. But because she met her, like I think I liked her having a little bit more of a story to go with than like Jacqueline, who just popped up with nothing going on. So
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
her and then Miss Vivian and Stacy. Stacy's gonna
Mhm.
become a member of the cast, but for now she's a friend.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts, at least on the two newest ones, the new Jay friend and Jacqueline at the Hatitude party?
I did like Jassy. I just was like, when she was like my man, I don't like when women say my man. Like, can you establish to what extent he is your man? Is this just your boyfriend? Is this your fiance? Is this your husband? Because I need to know, like, do I need to snatch him? No, let me stop.
Okay.
No, let me stop. Let me stop. No, but seriously, like, my mom actually said this to me too, because one of my friends, had posted something like, "Oh, me and my man," and she was like, "That's not her man, that's her husband." And I was like, "Thanks,
Mm-hmm.
I know that's right." So yeah, I like her. I'm like, can you just establish like who this man is to you, like the relation? And I like the wags. I've always liked wags. I just feel like they are very strong women for what they
Mm-hmm.
had to do it. So yeah, what did you think about Jassy and um who else is
Jacqueline.
Jack- Jacqueline? I don't. She just you said it right. Like she didn't give anything. Like she just kind of came in as Mia's best friend, but like whatever.
And I feel like Jacqueline speaks out of turn a lot. So when she says like, "Oh, Karen called me and she sounded drunk,"
Why is she calling you though?
thank
Of
you.
course.
It
Who?
seems a little you're speaking out of turn, babe. Let's not. And then when she later on that the attitude, like, "Oh, I feel like Mia was married to him. It was a business arrangement."
It's like you do have to stand but stick beside your friends in public. So I was like, maybe she just really trying to hold it down. Like this her best friend, like, yeah, like it was a business arrangement, duh. But like you was not saying that before,
It's not.
Jacqueline.
Yeah. And I feel like that's not holding my friend down. Like I could just be quiet and eat my food. Or I could be like, not too much. Like, I could just be like, all right, moving on. It's not even about her. It's about, her. Like, I could have pivoted or something.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be like, I'm gonna give them more to talk about. Like, how is that helpful? Like, so it just feels like you're speaking it out of turn. It really should be speaking because nobody's talking to you exactly. So Stop piping up with information we don't need. Like we don't need that.
Eat your food and drink your drink.
And silently. Like make it small for me, okay? Ugh, so I didn't like her. I didn't like her. That's all I have to say. Um, I'm trying to think if there's something else about that. I did feel Wendy was a little thirsty for the new girl before
What?
we move on to the rest of it. It's like, have you met Taylor? Oh my God. Like, yeah, me and you got okay, you are another one who doesn't have many friends here. So I don't know if you're like amping it up for us, like trying to hook onto somebody, but I need you to not.
Who cares? No shade to Taylor and the Swifties, but who cares about Taylor Swift, man? Like, that's not, if I hear like, oh, you are the wife of a Super Bowl winning champion, whatever,
Yeah.
the last thing I'm gonna think about is like Taylor Swift. I'm just gonna be like, oh my God, how did y'all celebrate? Like, did y'all
Okay.
get an extra raise?
Like,
Like, everybody get a raise? Did y'all go to the Maldives? Like,
okay.
did he buy you something for because he won?
That's the tea. That's what I want to know. Let's get into the real stuff, okay? Like, do you get a championship ring too? Like, something, I don't know.
How does it work?
How does this work? Like, so it was a little, it was given desperation. It showed on to me. Maybe she's trying to be a girl's girl, but I didn't. It was like, relax, relax.
I'm
Don't want
down.
it. Don't want it so bad. So then we get to the attitude game where Giselle's gonna start giving out hats to different people for different reasons. Um, you know what? Sorry, before I go to that, I think what happens first is, or is it during the game? Regardless, Karen, they like act like they have questions for her, and she's like, "Well, like let's open it up. Whoever has a question, let's take the question." The way Karen flipped her DUI incident into who is standing for Karen Huger, like the fact that she's turning this into a loyalty test, the lady, like, I don't know if it's genius, I don't know if it's gaslighting, I don't know what it is, but it's something different.
It is gaslighting, but I also feel like my brunch is not the place for you to be asking me about my DUI right now. Like, actually, can we raise our glasses?
Okay, I'm not in jail currently, like,
You don't see no cuffs on these wrists, baby.
so yeah. She's a nut. She was like, that's all you need to know is all that matters is who's gonna stand with me. That's all you need to know. Is you standing with me or not? Okay.
But
Okay.
it's also funny too because she's sounding like it's like a almost like a Diddy situation. Like, are you with me or not? Like they about to really put me behind them bars. So I need to know, is you gonna be at that courthouse rooting for me? Like, Karen, pipe down. It's really
Please,
not
please.
that
You're
serious,
gonna
mom.
get community service. Like, it's okay. Like, let's just relax. Pay a fine. It's fine. Okay.
That's what someone on TikTok said too. It's like it's not like it's the state of or the District of Columbia versus Karen Huger. Like it's not one of those kind of things, babe. Like she's like,
She
I can't talk about it because of the case. It's not one of those, Karen. Like stop.
I don't I don't want to say too much. Okay, girl. All right. This girl is acting like she got a Rico. She acting like the feds are watching. Like, girl, it was you versus whatever you ran into. Like, come on, like just relax, girl. But she really turning this into like the biggest thing. But I love that. I'm that like I aspire to be that level of kooky to be like, this is gonna show me who's riding for me and who's not.
Yeah.
Stand up
Yeah.
right now if you're gonna stand. Like what?
That was so good to do that in this moment. Like, how can I actually flip it and reverse it so that way we don't gotta talk about this
Yep.
at all? And I could just make them feel bad. And then I could also just put this shit on Mia. Let's put the spotlight on Mia.
Like everybody get a turn. So I was literally once you said flip it and reverse it, I'm like, and the flip flapped because she she And me, like, it was like, okay, and Mia, you're a bad mom. Like, okay, since we talking, I'm gonna turn it over here to your end of the table. Now, I do remember my initial reaction to Karen and Giselle's, like the way they approached it, felt a little harsh. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Even though I do agree with the sentiment of what they said, like we talked about earlier, it was like harsh. Like you didn't do everything to protect your children.
Yeah.
Ooh, and this is like we just sitting at brunch, friends. Like we just
Yeah.
live.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now my whole motherhood is called into play because I'm not protecting my children. And that's like one of the main functions of being a mom. So it's
Mm,
just like of being a parent in general. So that was like, it felt harsh. I'm not even gonna lie. I felt a little confused as to like, this is a lot of heat for her.
mhm.
And that confused me, but I get where they come from. I
Yeah.
don't disagree per se. So
Yeah. I agree. I think it's like time and place,
yeah.
right? This brunch was not the place, especially if I'm Mia, I get it. Y'all my friends, y'all gonna tell me when I'm wrong, or y'all
Mm-hmm.
think like I'm not doing the right thing. But I don't know 50 other bitches here. There's so many new friends to the show. Like, I don't know half of these girls. What the hell you mean? You
Yeah.
gonna call me a bad mom in front of these women that don't even know me? Like, I would have rather them like had to sit down at Giselle's house or something like that and say
Mm.
like, so Mia, like, do you think you're doing the right thing? Da, 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 da. But Karen just needs to get that heat off her back. So,
By any means necessary. So
I
if
mean,
I got this bus, I'm throwing somebody up underneath it. Like that's it. And so Mia storms off and is like super hysterical and rightfully so because like I said, I think it was really harsh the way it came out. But I would love to see like how this transitions for the rest of the season. I feel like Mia has always had heat for Karen since last season when Karen like exposed the whole ink thing. So I think it's gonna carry over and blow up a little bit more. And looking at the previews, I think that's what's gonna happen in particular. Um, but they called her out for it now. Let's see if she would have to change the whole season. So no, but
yeah.
we'll see how this goes from here. I do agree. Keep the babies off the screen in this case. Like I'm not
Yes.
feeling it whatsoever. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else at the Hatitude brunch that really stuck out to me. Oh, my girl Stacy, just reaction the whole time was like, "Is this what we talk about at brunch? Is this what kind of question is that?" Like, so that's all I had to say. That's the last thing I had was Stacey's the reactions of her with the whole time and Miss Vivian being on mute. Okay. Like
Listen. She better get used to it because this is what it is.
this is what it is.
This is how they roll. You
This is
watched the show, Stacy. You didn't just want to come on here without no background. So don't act new to this, boo boo.
please don't. I think anybody that comes to social media acting new pisses me off really bad because we know what this is. And you
Mm-hmm.
can't pretend like, oh, I've never watched a single, you watch something. You've seen
Mm-hmm.
a clip, you've seen something on the Shade Room, something on TMZ, something like you've seen something related to reality TV at this point. It's like
Yeah.
the top show format. I feel like everything is reality TV now versus like scripted. So let's not do the games.
Let's not.
With that being said, we have a lot for RHOP, I feel like coming up this season. We're gonna
Yes.
keep trying to cover Salt Lake City, but it'll probably be similar to how we did it today. Like whatever the biggest moments are, talking
We'll
about
just
that,
got it.
and then
Mm-hmm.
off to the real big guns of RHOP as we see the rest of the season. So anything else for you?
No, not at
Finish.
no, I don't think that I had anything. I would want to give a shout out to Mary because when Whitney came in her room, it was like, "What is that?" And she was like, "It's a straightener or a hot comb." And then she's like, "Wait, what kind of tool? What do you use that for?" And Mary said, "It's for black girls." So shout out to Mary. I hope everybody had a good Black Girl Day off on
Yes, yes,
Friday.
yes.
And yeah,
Perfect. We love you guys. See you next time.
bye.